You know, it's gotta be really nerve-wracking to be a part of Marvel Studios and have a job there, but not actually know if you have a job, because at any point they could tell you your character has been killed off or he's not showing up anytime ever again. Enter Mark Ruffalo. Now, of course, I think many of you know, just because Marvel Studios and Disney gives you a contract for a Marvel movie, that doesn't mean anything. You probably have one appearance with a few extra guarantees if they want you back. If not, that contract is gonna run out its course and you'll never be brought back again. We know this has happened to multiple actors in the past. So recently, while talking about upcoming projects and everything he's been up to, Mark Ruffalo was asked about the MCU. He of course was asked about the Hulk's future and what he thinks is going to happen. Now this of course was part of an interview done with Variety. And he did go on first and foremost to reiterate how when he joined the Avengers, he wasn't really sure of what was coming. He wasn't sure of how far the Hulk would go or if there was ever even going to be a guaranteed future for the character. He was just happy to be in that position and even under consideration considering he lost the role out originally to Edward Norton for Universal. So he did then go on and talk about his life before getting the Marvel role and to what it is currently. And he specifically notes of how whenever they're doing something, he asks them about the future of the character, about what is he doing here and what's the future. And they more or less just say, look, yeah, you're just lucky to be here right now because we're setting things up, we're doing things. You're not supposed to be here right now, but things are going to play out how they do. And this is one of those things where if you look back on it, it's a typical tactic that Marvel Studios does with all their actors. They typically tell them very little. Sometimes they take them to sets completely hidden from anybody else. They don't even know what they're doing because they're trying to keep everything very secret. And it sounds like they just don't want to tell him anything because, as most of you have kept up with the news over the last couple of years, you'll know that Mark Ruffalo was the one that was famously leaking and spoiling everything far in advance to the point where he started making a joke out of it because that's how many things he spoiled. And when people looked back on interviews of what he said to what happens in films, they matched up 1-to-1. So they don't want him doing anything or telling him anything because they're afraid he'll just go out there and go, oh yeah, I'm in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie and we're in this thing that's happening called Namor versus Wakanda. Like, you get what I'm saying. He just blab it out and be like, oh damn. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. So they're keeping him in the dark, and he's like, yeah, I believe at any moment they could kick me out because of all these things. And it also holds true because I never know if I'm going to have a job in the next upcoming project because they don't tell anybody.